AI is something that you either love it or you hate it. And personally, I don't like it, but I wouldn't say I hate it. So in 8th grade, we had to do an essay on a book about the good and bad of AI, and I'd like to share my thoughts on it. So we'll start with the good. The only good thing about AI is that it would help people with disabilities. And I think that would be amazing. Like, having the ability to make people walk again would be great. Now that's the only good thing. Now let's talk about the bad. Now, I have a lot to say, like, why do we have to make AI look human? It's uncanny. Also, probably the most bad thing everyone thinks that AI is going to do is start a war. Like, if the world would end one day, the most possible way the world would end is that AI rebels against us. But I wouldn't worry too much. Like, I've seen on YouTube of an AI robot getting its head smashed by a car because it fell on the street. And another reason, even though it's called artificial intelligence, it's still stupid. Like, I remember this one time my sister was using math to measure ingredients or for something she was making and I helped her do the math by counting out the measurements, and then she told me to search it up to see if that was correct. And I looked at the AI section, which is a bad idea since it's stupid. So I searched it, looked at the AI section, said it was wrong, but then I kept looking through the AI section and it literally told me it was correct. Like, what? So I don't think that AI would be taking over the world or even taking over some of our jobs. Which is another thing I don't want AI to be taken over, is our jobs. Like, we need that money. Without money, what are we going to do? I don't want my animating thing to be taken over, but I don't think that would happen. Hopefully. Anyway, that was my thoughts on AI. AI is a little bit good, but a lot of bad in my opinion. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my first long-ish animated video. Also, if you like, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. If you do athletic stuff, or if you're a content creator, then there has to be something or someone who inspired you to keep going and do well. And for me, I did get inspired to do animation on YouTube. I feel like every single new animator like me got inspired by really famous animators. And I got inspired by one of them, obviously. The animator that inspired me, drumroll please, was The Odd Ones Out. This guy not only inspired me to do YouTube, but also inspired me to look like this. Like, when I first saw his sister's design in a video, it made me think, that hair is a simple style look for me. Yeah, I'm actually not curly hair. I just thought it was easy. And then I kept it for me for the rest of my life. And obviously my character style is inspired by him. I actually used to use no fingers until I realized I looked too similar. So I changed it to my fingers all the time. Another inspiration of mine to do YouTube was from my best friend Logan. Here's how. So I was sitting in class one day and my friend Logan made a book called Attack of the Oranges, which I think he still has to this day, and he put it in our mini library. So that was really cool, and it inspired me to make a book. And when this happened, I was in 4th grade, aka 2019 to 2020, and during that time, I loved the game Piggy, so I made a book on the game that consists of me and my friends and the adventure of Piggy. I'll tell you more about the Piggy book in a future video. Anyway, I made the book, and then after that, I think he made a sequel. Then I started to make mini stories too. And then I made my imagination go wild. So then after 4th grade, I made a lot of characters in my world of doodles, which made the world of doodles. Logan inspired me to make more creations and to put that on YouTube, which I will explain that part and also in a future video with the Piggy book. Maybe in the next anime video. Anyways, thank you to the Odd Ones Out and my best friend Logan for the inspiration. Also, I'll put a link to the Odd Ones Out's channel in the description. Thank you everyone so much. We finally hit the goal for 100 subscribers. Let's go. Thank you everybody. Seriously though, this would never happen without your guys' support and help. I really appreciate you guys for subscribing, watching my videos, liking them. It really means a lot. And since you already subscribed, it's time I ended up my end of the deal. During your life, you'll be assigned phobias from your brain. Like, the brain could assign reasonable phobias, like the fear of heights or confined spaces, or your brain could just give you some weird fears, like the fear of the color yellow, or the fear of knees. And apparently there is a phobia, sounds very weird, but it's the fear of other phobias. What? So I have 4 phobias, and I'd like to share them with you. The first is the most common, arachnophobia, the fear of spiders. Where I live, the only spiders I have to deal with are wolf spiders,
daddy long legs, and somewhat jumping spiders. I remember when I was younger that me and my sisters would just carry the daddy long legs by the legs. I feel bad for them. And for wolf spiders, we have this shed where we live, and me and my sisters were going to use it for a nice hangout spot. And when we opened the first door, we were met with 2 wolf spiders on the top left of the door. It wasn't that bad of a problem. My sister just hit them with a broom and that was it. They just fell. One thing I used to was to search images of spiders to torture myself, I guess. And that was one way to overcome my fear. But now I realize that the only reason I'm not scared is because they're not in front of me in person. So if I find one in person, it's a flight or fight for me. And I choose flight. Also, somewhere that you'll never see me is Australia. Not only do they have the most dangerous spider ever, the Sydney funnel web spider, they're also known for the amount of spiders they have. Not only that, but also the other poisonous things. Even some of the leaves are trying to torture you. But at the end of the day, I still respect spiders for what they do. They catch flies, which are annoying, and mosquitoes, which are just stupidly annoying. Now that's enough about spiders. Here are some other fears I have, like thalassophobia, the fear of deep water. This one is my second scariest phobia. Like, if I can't see the bottom of, like, a water source, I start to worry or feel uneasy. I mean, you can't tell me this doesn't make you feel uneasy. Another fear that I have that is sort of similar is astrophobia, the fear of space. Now, I'm not saying I freak out when looking at images of space. I'm just scared that one day I'll go to space and get lost. But I think this one's the most avoidable. Anyways, my last fear is trypophobia, the fear of small holes in a cluster. It just makes me uneasy to see these small holes in a cluster. It triggers my uneasiness. I mean, you can't just tell me this doesn't make you feel uneasy, does it? Does it? Anyways, these phobias aren't serious, but I do get scared or uneasy when encountering these. So on my W outro short, someone commented on it saying, "Make a movie! Please!" And I responded saying, "Oh, don't you worry. This is one of the main reasons I made this channel. Movies will come out in the future. I'll make a video about that soon." And here's the video. So yeah, what I said in that comment was true. And in this video, I'll finally be explaining that. So before I made this channel, I was thinking that one day I'd make a channel to make movies. Obviously, that hasn't happened yet, but it will. I promise. Also, I have this drawing book with all my drawings and characters. And it looks somewhat like this. And I have so many drawings in it that it is this thick. And 10% of that paper hasn't been drawn on. So that thing is 90% drawings. Now that's a lot. And this drawing book consists of all the characters and some other imaginary things that will be added to future movies that I'm hopefully wanting to make. I don't know, it'll be a little while because I would have to figure all this out. I want to do some more better animating quality, and also I need like a team at some point. So yeah, movies will be a thing soon. And I'm thinking of at some point doing streaming to the I'm gonna do a Q&A while drawing my characters in the background. Not all of them, but I will draw the beginning characters, the ones that'll hop up in the early movies, but not all of them. Maybe, and also I think maybe I could do movies in a few years or something. I don't know. It's just gonna take some time. So as a kid, we've all done some weird stuff, right? No? Just me? Alright. Anyways, if the video is this long, then you know I've done a lot of weird things to be able to put it in this long of a video. And I will tell you all of them. So the first story is this. So in preschool, we were doing arts and crafts, and we were using glue figures. And when I was gluing my paper together, I got some glue on my finger. And any normal kid would just wipe the glue on the table or their clothes. But since this video is about weird things I've done, I did something you wouldn't really expect. I licked it. Yes, I licked the glue off my finger. At least I know what glue tastes like. Sort of. Anyways, the next story. So this story I have is something I didn't remember because I was very little. But my grandma told me. So now I know. So basically, when I was 2.5, I was at my grandma's house,
And my grandma left me in the living room for a couple seconds with my sippy cup. But what she didn't know was a very bad mistake. You see, while she was gone, I took a sip of my juice and spitted it on everything to mark my territory, I guess. And because it was like, I think, apple juice, everything was sticky. And I got in trouble. Anyways, after 2 long ones, here are 2 short stories. Like, one time I had this toy bin at the end of my bed, and I would usually go into it like it was a hot tub. If I'm honest, this one is pretty tame, compared to all the other ones I'm about to tell, like the ones before and the ones I'm about to tell. Yeah. So anyways, another one is that I had this Nightmare Foxy plush, and one day I just finished eating my cereal, but kept the milk in it. So my television static brain decided to put the stuffed animal in the milk. What was I thinking? Anyways, another weird thing I used to do was like find very tight hangout spots. Because I don't know why, but I love claustrophobic spaces. Like, I still love them to this day. Like, when I was a kid, I would always find a hideout spot all the time. And I had 3 of them. And these spots were very cramped, and if you had claustrophobia, you would not like them. So one of them is I had a spot under the dining room table. Another is that I had a spot like behind the living room chair. And my favorite one was in the cupboard. Like, me and my sister would hide under there and set my tablet on a box of like sodas, watch some videos, and we would eat Tic Tacs. And you know what's crazy? We distinctly remember having Minion Tic Tacs. Yes, we remember which flavor we had. And so that's pretty crazy on that remembrance right there. And finally, the weird thing that I've done, it's so weird that I'm still thinking to myself, why did I do that to this day? Like, while I'm telling you the story, I'm still thinking, why the heck did I do that? Anyways, here's the story. So I think this happened at midnight. Yes, midnight. If it wasn't midnight, then it was probably somewhere late, close to midnight. Anyways, my sister woke up for no reason at all. I don't know if she had a nightmare or something, or if she just had like a fairy telling her what to do, because this is what happened next. So then she got out of bed and woke me up, and she had the brilliant idea to flush toys down the toilet at midnight. So I was on board with that plan without thinking twice. Figures, I was a little kid. I didn't really think twice a lot. So when we picked out toys, I think my sister picked up some small, easy things that could flush like down the toilet easily without like any problems. But then I chose a type of toy, like multiple toys, I guess. And I chose the worst possible toys that you could flush down a toilet. The wooden ABC blocks. Why did I do that? Anyways, we put them in the toilet and we flushed them. The toilet obviously clogged up. I don't know if it flooded, but it probably did a little. We both got in trouble after that. Anyways, I am never doing those things again. Except for the claustrophobic spaces one, though. I still would love to do that. Like, find a little hangout spot or, like, a little room in anything that's, like, claustrophobic, you know? Hello, everyone. Short story time! So in the beginning of high school, some people gave me a piece of paper and they told us to write down something that we'll see in our senior year. And what I wrote down was to reach 1 million subs. I mean, that seems reasonable in the span of 4 years. So I made extra sub goals in between. And for the rest of 2025, my goal is to reach 100 subs. So it'll help a lot if you hit the subscribe button. And I will see you next time. Goodbye. Wait! Don't keep scrolling. I want to tell you what the 100 sub special is going to be. Once we hit the goal, I am going to fill up this tank full of water until it reaches like the top.
and then I'll pour it on myself on a very cold day. Also, it's icy water if you want to know. I just find this a better thing to do than just thanking you, and that would be it. I'm still gonna thank you, obviously, but I like to do something special for, a special. So it would really help if you would hit that subscribe button, and I would hopefully see you on that 100 sub special. Goodbye. Boom 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 boom.